Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Toon Review. Welcome to Ttr Friday. The news is we don't know where Alex is. We're not sure if he's fallen asleep or he's got stuck at the gym or whether he's drunk somewhere. I don't know. Hopefully, he'll catch up with us. But first of all, as you can see, there's me and Billy here, but we do have our two regular guests sitting in the green room, and I've kept them there for a very particular reason. Susan has been at it again with her graphic designing and has come up with a little poster for the two poster boys that we bring on a Friday. She's been working on a lot of merchandise, which is going to start coming out after the cup final. We do have more T-shirts. We do have zipped hoodies and normal hoodies coming out as well. Which everybody's been asking for, so they will be coming out eventually. But Susan's done a little poster for these two, and I'm going to put it on the screen now before we get them on, and here you go. I think it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. The comedy duo, Thelma and Louise, of course, with Roy and Jimmy's faces. I think it's brilliant. So without further ado, let's bring them on. Good evening, fellas.
Good evening.
Holy shit.
What did you think of your new poster?
Well, Roy looks like the Qatari Red Fox. I look like a black Elton John.
Black Elton John. Oh dear God. What she's sort of planned on doing is she's making T-shirts for the hosts, as you know, and she's on now designing Billy's. Funny enough, Stato's is pretty much done. So people have been asking to get sort of host merchandise, so you can pick your favorite, and there you go. But absolutely fabulous job she's done on them. Really good. Right, we've probably got over 400 comments in already, which is bizarre considering we've only been on air 3 minutes. The earliest. Let's have a look. Peter Dolan at 6:30 this evening. Leave the lads alone. It's not their fault that they all get their money back on the ghost train. Steely Dan is back to play. I've really... Anyone know what that's about?
No clue.
No? Interesting. Tom says, good evening, everyone. Paul has some Archer vibes there in that thumbnail. No, I don't. Please, no. No. Good evening to Michael. The chat started way before 8 o'clock, so I'm going to the start of the show, guys, because otherwise I'll never catch up with anything. Geordie Mick, good evening. Evening. He says, evening. Good evening, gentlemen and Jimmy. Hope everyone's well and looking forward to the game tomorrow. Albert says, I loved Billy's fabricant comment. Pure quality. He's a funny guy. Keep up the good work, lads. Paul Stato and Mr. T. Geordie Howieman says we need a good performance tomorrow to send us to Wembley in a confident mood. Are you guys feeling the vibe now, Jimmy? Are you getting excited?
Yeah, but did anybody else today find Jurgen Klopp's interview kind of weird?
Yeah.
Like maybe somebody got into his ear and told him to pipe down.
Yeah. Very strange, wasn't it? Praising how? I mean, did that surprise you, Billy?
Yeah, as Jimmy said, I think someone's had a diplomatic word in his ear. We've had enough kind of verbal stuff coming from you this year, and it's embarrassing for the club. So go out there and just be nice, and that's what he did basically.
Yeah,
this is absolutely Jurgen Klopp, isn't it? this season, especially.
Well, I mean,
especially with tomorrow being the anniversary of Samabi. So
yeah, look, he's going to get a hostile reception, whichever way he tries to paint it out. You know what I mean? That you know, from his not just his behaviour, I think, in the game at Anfield, but his general behaviour so far this season. It's been pretty poor. I just wonder, Roy, if anybody has had a word with him within the club and said, "Look, you need to storm, you need to calm down."
Yeah, but I think on the other side, I think he's shitting himself because he knows he's going to get some shit tomorrow with the fans. So he's probably trying to be nice. So he's still going to get it though.
Well, he's gonna get a big style, isn't he? He's gonna get hammered. I mean, look, I mean, we've seen many different rumors. I didn't get a lot from Eddie Howe's press conference today, Billy. You know, the one thing I'm a bit peeved about is Callum Wilson. You know, I think the fact that he said he hadn't trained all week, that's a worry, considering he said it was just a niggle last week and he'd be back. And then to come out and say that he hasn't trained all week and he's hopeful that he trained today. Now, I don't know whether he has or not, but that's a bit strange, isn't it?
Well, he knows how to manage him, I'm guessing. I'm guessing that any slight niggles can turn into something major, and he's just been careful with him. I imagine he'll train next week. Otherwise, well, he'll probably be on the bench tomorrow, at the very best.
I don't think he'll play. I don't think he'll start.
And that'll put him on the bench for next Sunday, won't it? Because you can't start him kind of straight in. I would imagine that he'll have to work his way back in again. But I imagine Callum Wilson will be fit for next Sunday. By hook or by crook, I think he'll be fit.
Well, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, look, we've got to go out tomorrow and treat this like a normal game because you know we've got to take our minds off next week. Even though I think it's very difficult for the fans to do that, but it's nice to see War Flags doing something for Sir Bobby, Jimmy.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what that looks like.
It's going to be cracking, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Kind of wish I was over there.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see what they've done because whatever it is, it's going to be special, to be honest. It normally is, whatever they do for any player, really. Let's have a look at some comments here. Jordan says, evening all, wouldn't be Friday without TTR. Mrs. Toon Review in the house, so you've got your chance to say something for that poster, Jimmy, if you want to.
Elton John, really?
Well, look,
a little bit funny.
I did like the Bootsy columns at the bottom. So that
yeah, well, she could have put your, Jimmy,
a touch of class.
Yeah, but you need to remember she could have put your face on a squirrel, which she hasn't done. So I think that that's definitely a positive. Without a shadow of a doubt. Julie J says, no, it wouldn't be. TDR Friday, the perfect show for a Friday night. Thank you very much. Parky, good evening. Toon Gamer says, need a win tomorrow to prove he can win without Bruno in the team. What formation, Roy, do you think he's going to play tomorrow?
Probably the same 4-2-3-1 with Gordon as the number 10. Joe Linton and Longstaff, defensive midfield. Probably Miggy and Maxi on the wing, and Isaac will start up front. I'm just worried. I'm just worried about Dan Burn more than anything.
Yeah, I think,
and cards as well, like a stupid red card or something here and there.
Well, yeah, it's a stupid red card that I think Joe Linton has to avoid. We know how physical he likes to be, but look, he's got to get stuck in. He hasn't got to let that bother his game, because if that bothers his game, then that starts interfering with his concentration and things like that, and we don't get the best out of him. And we need Joe Linton to be on his game tomorrow, because he's going to be probably up against, I would think, Fabinho and Jordan Henderson by the looks of things. Now, whatever you think of Jordan Henderson, he'll be well up for the game tomorrow. And if any, say what you want about him, he likes to get stuck in, he's a decent player. So we've got to be on our game. David says, finally, a live TTR Friday, getting revved up here in Texas for tomorrow. I hope everyone is in high spirits. I hope that's Texas. TX should be Texas, isn't it, Jimmy?
Yeah. That's Texas.
Up the A1 says, like button always pressed, first thing I do. Paul Sales is in the house. Good evening, Paul. Jimmy, how did your daughter's recital go last week?
Oh, it went great. You know how these things are. If you've ever been to one, there's always the one kid that's just horrible, and it was a good laugh. She was good. She was good though. I enjoyed it.
That's good. Jordan thinks the new poster is very funny. George says us oldies can show the young'uns a thing or two. Not we all hip these days. Evening, Jackie. Scotty says, right, hear me out. Southampton scored to break the run. Last team to score against Nick Pope. Southampton, Bournemouth score against us in the first half. Last team to do that, Bournemouth, LFC, were the last team to win at St James's Park.
Fuck me, that's a conspiracy theory and a half.
That's even confused me saying it. Bloody Nora. Shamrock, good evening to you. Ian says, Susan, before Paul gets on his T-shirt, the pic of him after being licked by a baby giraffe. By the way, Ian, funny man, it wasn't a baby giraffe. It was a fully grown adult giraffe that had a neck the size of the A1. It was huge. James Welsh, good evening. Nick Thornton, how are you? Roger Cook, good evening. Nylite Coffee, good evening to you. Angie Conroy, good evening. Richard Coombs says, hi guys, it's Friday, it's TTR and Roy the boy. Fan there, Roy. James Ellison says, good evening, you sexy beasts. Turpy says, evening, you bunch of beautiful, see you next Tuesdays. Well, that's very nice. Geordie Boy says, Alex may have overdosed on stats. Either that or he's at a love-in with the SM. He's somewhere. But Alex sometimes forgets when he's due on. I mean, he does sometimes forget. Has he replied to you, Billy?
No, but just as you said that, I used to have a girlfriend like that.
Oh, no. David Knight says, hi, guys, got a splitting headache. Had a hair transplant today, so I can't watch tonight, but I hope we smash horse teeth tomorrow.
Toon. A hair transplant. And they just talk about Elton John. Fucking hell.
Yeah. Wow.
That's what.
Jeez. Good God. Rachel says, Susan, that is brilliant. Obviously talking about the poster. Everyone's having a good laugh about that. George says the posters are class. Well, we may get that on a T-shirt as well. I mean, I'm sure Roy and Jimmy would like their faces on the front of a T-shirt, I'm sure. Samantha, who, of course, came up with that Belton quote last night about Listerine. It was absolutely superb. In fact, it was that good, right? It was that good, guys.
I know where you're going.
It is this.
You wrote it. You posted it. Now deal with the consequences. Let's find out who our winner is for Comment of the Week.
Now, a very early one for Comment of the Week, but Samantha Irwin, you have won it for the Listerine comment. Have we got Jurgen live on? Ask him if he's got if he uses Listerine. Is Jurgen about?
I'm sure he's around somewhere. Hang on 1 second. Let me just give him a shout.
All right. We'll see if Jurgen comes on. He's disappeared, but I'm sure Jurgen will be with us shortly. Trolls, thank you very, very much for your 100 Norwegian krona. Very kind, my friend. And he says, I hope we smash Liverpool, as they've come to be known. George says, brilliant, Susan. Get that on a T-shirt, says Geordie Boy. Yeah, well, we're going to try. We've got a lot of stuff coming out in the next few weeks. Jurgen, good evening.
Good evening. Welcome in the headside for you all.
Where are you up in Newcastle now, Jurgen? Have you arrived in the glorious city?
No, I'm in Llandudno.
Llandudno. Okay, right. So you're in your hometown. You're in your hometown of Wales. Have you had dinner with Roy? Not Roy. With Tom Jones tonight?
Yes, very, very good it was too. He sang a song for me. I'm sounding more German now. All of a sudden, I'm in Wales. No. Yeah, well, it's a German Welsh accent. Jimmy, is there anything you'd like to ask Jurgen while he's with us?
No.
All right, okay. Well, that's fair enough. Roy, would you like to ask Jürgen anything?
Yeah, I'd just like to say, fuck off, Jürgen. You're going to
Oh.
get some shit tomorrow.
I know that,
Interesting.
man. I know, Mr. Fucker. He's a fair trade in the war. Silly fucker.
Scheisse.
Jimmy, you must have something to say to Jürgen Klopp. You must have.
No, you see, I finally get to see how stupid Billy looks in those teeth because I've got it on my TV up here, and that's the first time I've done it. And that is hilarious.
After the Newcastle fans get me, I shall be looking like this.
Yeah, he'll have his teeth totally dismantled tomorrow. But anyway, thank you very much, Jürgen. I'll let you go and practice your Welsh national anthem.
Okay. See you again soon, Jürgen. Auf Wiedersehen, everyone.
Yes, auf Wiedersehen. Now get off. There you go, guys. Jürgen Klopp with us tonight, live from, Llandudno. Impressive. I Like Coffee says off topic, but I just learned today that Hans Zimmer was on keyboards in the background for Video Killed the Radio Star. Well, thank you very much, I Like Coffee. Really, on a sad note as well, really sad to hear about Bruce Willis. Really sad. Absolute fantastic actor, and struck down with, it's kind of a dementia, isn't it, Jimmy? That's what they're saying.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. And you have to wonder if it had something to do. He used to do all of his own stunts back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying maybe some of the neurotrauma from that helped advance this along.
Mm-hmm.
You think like actors like Tom Cruise today
He
do the same thing. But yeah, it is sad because Die Hard's going to live forever.
Bad news for Jim. Managed to avoid COVID for 3 years, but the bastard's caught up with me now. Sorry to hear that, Jim. I hope it's not too bad for you, buddy. And you get through it, no problem. Andrew says, because Klopp's dentist said, don't get sacked now because your dental bill will be massive. Richard says, do you think King Kev will come to the game? Will come on here? Wow. I don't know. Maybe once we get over 20K, we become classed as one of the big boys. Who knows? We'll wait and see. So that's up to you guys, though, to get the word out and get the subscribers coming in. I Like Coffee says the Liverpool Echo wrote an article today titled Eddie Howe calls Jurgen Klopp a bad loser. Very clickbaity. Well, he never called him that at all, so it's complete clickbait. JT says, where are you? Toon win the morn for Sir Bobby on what would have been his 90th birthday. He's looking down to inspire the lads, I'm sure. Yes, and I can't wait to see what War Flags are doing for that. And, no doubt there'll be some Bobby Robson songs sung, before and during the match. And hopefully we get that fantastic atmosphere going tomorrow, Billy, because that's one thing that we need in that ground. We need the atmosphere to be bang on.
Yes, especially we're down to our bare bones team-wise. I mean, it's going to be the crowd that carries over the line tomorrow. And we all know what it's like when it's bouncing in St James's Park. Teams do find it hard to come and compete. So the fans have got to be 90 minutes at Liverpool's neck, just as they were to us at Anfield. So it's nothing kind of nasty about it. It's just what happens when you go to St James's Park. You're going to get hostile reaction to it, and it's got to be there for 90 minutes tomorrow. And that will carry the players home, because it has been a few times this year already, hasn't it?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, no doubt about it. Foxy says, fair play to Klopp for his words today. We are quick to criticise, and rightly so, with his behaviour this season, but credit where credit's due. Michael says, I'm travelling to London next Sunday. Anyone know where most of the NUF fans who don't have tickets are meeting? I would say anywhere in the vicinity of London. You've probably got 60, 70,000 Geordies heading down to London over next weekend. So it's quite obvious, Michael, that they will be everywhere, buddy. Literally.
Wembley isn't the place to be, though, because you can't get the fan zones without a ticket. And the pubs within a mile radius of Wembley aren't allowed to show the game for some bizarre reason.
Yeah, you're probably best off sticking with like Trafalgar Square and places like that. You know, the main places. Having said that, the London Newcastle fans people have said that there is plenty pubs that will have it on. So, you know, there's going to be thousands there. Good evening to John's back door. It still seems very strange saying that, no matter how many times I say it, but it is. Irani Granny's with us, who I believe is somehow related to Roy Caviani. But Jimmy, give us a rendition of Squirrel in the Wind.
Like a squirrel in the wind.
I'm not doing that shit.
In my garden.
They are shagging on my grass. Doot, 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 doot. Squirrels are a fucking ass. Hey, I did that off the top of my head there. That was quite impressive, I thought. Barbara, thank you for your €5. Buy yourself a beer at the match on me tomorrow at the game. 2-0 to the Toon. Big Joe and Isak. Johnny Boy, thanks for your £5 super chat. I was lucky enough to have tea with Sir Bobby. He was a real gent. Wow. Look, everywhere he went, he was called a gent. There's no doubt about what kind of person Sir Bobby was. He's a big miss, Roy, isn't he?
He is, yeah. I met him, well, I didn't speak to him, but I met him in cricket ground in Chesley Street.
Yeah.
It was probably 3-4 months before he passed away as well.
Yep.
Just before we got relegated, it was about that time.
My favourite quote of his was he was talking about Dennis Law, and he says, Dennis Law, you know, he once kicked me in front of the Queen. I mean, no man is entitled to do that. I love that. I love that.
Yeah. But Susan was reading through some of Bobby's quotes earlier today, and she was laughing because some of them were just brought a smile to my face, just remembering how he, you know, got people's names wrong and things like that. And Bradley says, I read that if Joe Linton gets another yellow, it doesn't mean squat for the final. Is that right? It is correct.
Yes.
It will not. The only way he'll miss the final, Bradley, is if he gets a red card, which he's not going to do. Jan says Klopp could be on his final game tomorrow and sacked next week. I cannot see that, Jan.
No chance.
He's got plenty in the. He's got plenty in the bank. You know, with what he's already done for the club, and I don't think they'll pull the trigger on him that easy. Ian says, yeah, Paul, of course it was huge, but think of the merch sales. Absolutely, Ian, absolutely. Carl says they should be playing their hearts out tomorrow, fighting for a cup final spot. That's a good point as well. Rachel says, yes, we need a shirt with it licked me, Susan. That could be put many different ways, Rich.
Wow.
Not for animals, you can't, surely.
No. James says, I'm hoping the Bobby Robson tribute tomorrow inspires the team back to great form. Then in my mind, it would be a beautiful thing. Just hope the players understand the love, even when you're gone. Yeah, look, I think that the current players will all know about Bobby Robson, and I'm sure Eddie Howe has already sort of spoke to them about Eddie Howe. Eddie, you know, in the press conference today, said that he's very upset that he didn't get to meet the great man himself. And you know, I'm sure, you know, those two sitting down chatting together. I'd love to be a fly. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall listening to those two talk about football. It would be something special, wouldn't it? It's just incredible, Jimmy.
Yeah. You can see, you know, even managers like Mourinho, how he still holds them in such high regard. And, I mean, that would have been a master class of a conversation with those two.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you've got to remember, Bobby Robson took it at a side like Ipswich, who were a real lower league side at the time. And by the time he'd left them, they'd won a UEFA Cup. You know, they should have won the league in 1981. No doubt about that. Yeah, he was a fantastic club manager. One of the best English ones there's ever been. No shadow of a doubt.
Yeah. And should have been a World Cup winning manager, to be honest, because we should have won that cup in '90. I don't care what anybody says.
And 86. And 86.
86, yeah, hand of God stuff we should have done. We had a bad start to that tournament, though, didn't we? And then, you know, he changed the formation and stuff.
I don't think he was a good international manager, if I'm being perfectly frank, but yeah, he picked his favourites the first couple of games, and obviously Ray Wilkins got sent off, and then he had to change it. Robson got injured. He had to bring the people that weren't his favourites in, and they came on doing the job. So,
Yep, absolutely. Yep.
Pete Shilton didn't get injured. Pete Shilton didn't get injured or sent off.
Yeah.
So he cost us 2 World Cups, he did.
Interesting. Karia says, hope we could get Peter Beardsley, the best player for me in the world, on the show. He doesn't do them. He doesn't do podcasts, but he does listen. He does watch this channel. He's told me that himself. So, yeah, it's good evening to Peter if he's watching tonight. Sorry, Paul. Alex is up in Newcastle with me. We're off to the match. Okay. Fair enough. He's kept that very quiet. Well done to Samantha for the comment of the week, of course, which was Listerine Donkey. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Roger says, I hope Sir Bobby Robson is recognised well before the 90th minute in the game. There is no doubt he will, because War Flags are doing something for him as well. Ian says, hi lads, how great was it to see the video of the primary school kids singing the Bladen Races? Yeah. That was excellent. I think I tweeted out one where they're singing I'm Coming Home Newcastle, which is, of course, a brilliant Geordie song as well. Absolutely brilliant. Getting the schools involved and looking forward to the cup final and things like that. That's what we need to see, Billy.
100%. You know, everyone getting involved in what's going to be an immense event for Newcastle United next week and the city of Newcastle. I mean, yeah. Newcastle, by the sounds of things, Newcastle's going to be half empty next week. And I can only equate it to when Coventry City got to the cup final in '87. It was the same then. Of course, Newcastle's a much bigger football city than Coventry, and everyone loves football. It's the passion of the people that live there. So it's going to be a massive, massive weekend next weekend. And all things being well, we'll come away with smiles on our faces. Absolutely.
We'll be building up to the final, by the way, all week on the Toon Review next week. Various different shows regarding the final and really getting the juices flowing, shall we say, for the cup final. We'll get different guests on. We're going to have a wonderful week. And then, of course, culminating with Billy doing his FA Cup style show. I've just heard from Alex. Bear with me 1 second, guys. Let's have a look. No, it's all right. We know where Alex is. That's fine. No problem. Lee says Klopp be buffing his teeth before the game. Shana says, fucking hell, Mr. Ed's on the Toon Review. Well, yeah, I mean, his teeth are huge. Clive says, a man goes into a tattooist, gets it out, slaps it on the table and says, tattoo a fish on that. Tattooist says, what the effing hell for my girlfriend, a Catholic, she won't eat meat on Fridays. Oh, dear God. Simon says, I quite fancy a hair transplant, but I overheat wearing a hat for more than 5 minutes, so I'd be knackered with a mop. Yeah. Look, we all used to have hair. Unfortunately, hair is something that is no longer a factor on the Toon Review, especially with the, with the hosts. I mean, the only host that does now have hair is Alex.
Not for long, though.
Well, it may well turn blonde. Yeah, Billy, you've got a cut on your head. What was that?
Yeah. The red fluff.
Yeah, boy.
Red fluff? Dear God.
I don't even know any ginger women.
Oh, no. Phil Gow, thank you very much for your £5 super chat. He says, Eddie has got the mindset of the fans. He's got the Northeast. He understands us. Yes, he absolutely does. By the way, the mugs have been dispatched, the Wembley mugs. We have received the T-shirts today, so they will be sent out on Monday. So you will definitely get them for the cup final. They will all be sent out on Monday. They're packaged up over the weekend. Postie will collect them on Monday morning from our place of house, and they will be out for delivery. KB says, a very good evening, gentlemen. Hope all is well and cool with Yaz. It's fine. It's good. Katie Price has teeth like that. All of them blowjobs. Wow. Lauren Robert will be at the game tomorrow. Trippier over the wall incoming. Yeah, seen a picture of Lauren Robert in Newcastle today. He's been invited to the game by the club. It is great to see the club now bringing these old players back, Jimmy.
Yeah, seems like Ashley really missed the boat on that one. Alienating everyone. Just seems probably more so than any other club that I've kind of seen the former Newcastle players are revered more so.
Yeah. Roy, is there any old player that you'd like to see the club invite back that hasn't been so far?
Well, I want to see Keegan coming back as well, especially after what Ashley did with him. So I think he should be top of the list.
Absolutely.
Shearer as well, anyway. And then
Shearer's been back for loads of times. I mean, I think he secretly works for us now as a sort of ambassador with transfers and stuff. Everybody's saying it's sad about Bruce Willis indeed. Marius says, I loved Shearer popping in on Burns' interview. Yeah, have you guys seen that? No. Dan Burn was getting interviewed for TV, and Shearer just burst through the doors. And of course, Shearer is Dan Burns' idol, and he kind of went all shy, and couldn't quite believe that Shearer was standing in front of him. It was brilliant. Geordie Howe Airman says, sad news about Raquel Welch. 1 million years BC, best film ever, superb costumes. Yeah,
I'm not saying what I put on Jimmy's tweet.
You what, Billy?
I'm not saying what I put on Jimmy's tweet about it the other day.
No, let's not.
She
Let's not.
Left us with lovely memories.
Wow. Shamrock says, guys, I ordered a retro 1984 top for the match next week. Couldn't get a 95-96 jersey. Thoughts?
Nice top.
Yeah.
AJ, I love the 84 one. Was it?
I think that's the one with the blue star,
Umbro.
Isn't it?
Was it the Umbro one or was it Essex?
Yeah.
Umbro. Essex was 90. The first season we come up into the Premier League.
Yeah.
Umbro. That's the one with the black colour.
The problem I have with all these, the retro shirts is they don't do them bigger than a 2XL, which is an absolute shambles. I'm not getting started on that again. KT says, we need the fans to put huge pressure on the refs and all officials, non-stop noise. Absolutely well said. Shamrock says, Roy doing some ASMR. What? No. John's Backdoor says, Paul, how do you think I feel having that name when I could easily change it? That's a good point. Yeah, definitely. Sounds like the potential new Man United owners are trying to do the Newcastle blueprint. Yes, of course. There you go. The Qataris have put a bid in, Roy. Very interesting. Are they making much of it over there?
Yeah, it's so annoying. Unbelievable. And everyone's like, it's our club now. Fuck off.
Well, Glazers have got to accept it first of all, haven't they? So, I mean, the treatment the Glazers have had from their fans, I'd sell it to the one they want least, I would. I'd say a final to them and give it to Ineos bloke. That's what I'd do.
I think they've got a few other offers as well.
Yeah, there's 4 or 5 in for it. It's not guaranteed it's going to be the Qataris. They're all thinking it is, but...
Well, I've got a feeling if they don't get this, they'll jump on the next one, probably Liverpool.
Yeah. I mean, look, I laugh at Goldbridge when he tweets out about it and saying that how wonderful it is, and the plans for the future of the club and all of this, and then I've seen the most ridiculous picture of a potential redevelopment of Old Trafford, which looked like
God! Yeah.
Did you see that, Jimmy?
Yeah, it's like all silver.
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty hideous. But...
Well, I think they're trying to make it look like Bayern Munich's ground, aren't they? The sort of dome thing, but it just looked absolutely shocking. James says,
it looked like a steel chastity belt with a hole in the middle.
Yeah. Although
of course, wouldn't make it a chastity belt, then would it?
Do you know what? It just can't control you. It's terrible. James says, Kevin is very approachable and a real genuine person. He lives very close to me. I'm sure he would give you 10 to 15 minutes on the show if he was asked correctly. Well, James, you know exactly what I'm going to say to you now. Very close to you. You have permission by me to ask him on behalf of the Toon Review if he'd like to come on for 20 minutes or so. Talking about the cup final would be great. To to get Kevin to come on and talk about the cup final for 20 minutes in the build-up would be fantastic. So, James, there's your homework for the weekend, my son. Get yourself to Kevin and ask him. You'll be a forever legend, James, on this channel if you can manage to pull that off. So we'll see what happens with that one. John Gibson has a story about Bobby speaking at a dinner at Lord's. He called the then England cricket captain Nasser Hussain Saddam Hussein. Do you know what, though? That is just so Bobby, isn't it? It is so Bobby Robson, that. Absolutely fabulous.
I tell you, I was like that. Jack Charlton was like that as well, wasn't he? Jack Charlton was exactly the same. Yeah. Exactly the same.
Luke says Nobby Solano on Soccer AM tomorrow. Yes, he is. It should be quite. I don't watch Soccer AM anymore. I used to really like it back in the day, but now it's not the same anymore.
Dated now, isn't it?
Yeah, although I think Jimmy Bullard's quite funny, but it's just not the same without. Who was the original? Tim Lovejoy and Helen Chamberlain. When they did it, it was brilliant. Yeah. They had a real good show, but now it's just. I think it's run its course, to be honest. Mourinho still calls him Mr. Robson. So does Pep. Yes, they do. That is what you call respect. Ronald says, it used to do my heat in when Eric Gates implied Sir Bobby Robson also liked Sunderland because he was from Langley Park. My granddad supported the Toon, but went to Mackem matches back in the day. Bobby Robson did not like Sunderland, right? Look, I know hundreds, well, not 100, but loads of Newcastle fans who live in Langley Park. For God's sake.
That's what they used to do years ago. It was one week when Newcastle were at home, they go to St James Park, and the week after, when Sunderland were at home, just to watch a game of football, they go to Vocal Park. That's just how people were. Yeah. James says, I think he would do a pre-recorded interview, Paul, with yourself. Then you could play it on the show. James, as I say, yes, I'll be open to anything. If you can get in touch with him and see what he can do, that would be perfect. Whether it's live or whether I do a pre-recorded, I think that would be absolutely fantastic. Let me know. If you can, James, the email address is down at the bottom of the description for every show. Just drop me an email, matey, and let us know how you're getting on with it. I think the viewers would love it. Shamrock says Bobby has a statue at St James's, and rightly so. Shearer, rightly so. Do you think Keegan should be considered? He's basically built the modern NUFC. 100%. Yeah. What he did for the club back in the early 90s was sensational. Saved us from going down to the third division. The season after, winning the title and getting into the Premier League, and then we took the Premier League by storm for the next 7-8 years. It was just brilliant. Fabulous football, fabulous memories. And let's not forget, he played for us as well. So, he came to us when nobody expected it. The rest is history, as I say, but without a shadow of a doubt, no doubt in my mind. And I think that will happen at some point. Jackie says Alex is down at Maxi's giving him a foot rub. Well, you never know. He could have angel feet. He could be just like Will-o'-the-Wisp tomorrow, Maxi.
Probably a happy ending, so it's Maxi.
Yeah, let's not go there. Simon says, I would love it if Keegan had a statue. Love it. Absolutely. Well said.
I think they should name a stand after him or Bobby Robson, one of the two.
I'm surprised that there isn't really, like the Sir Bobby Robson stand or the Kevin Keegan stand. But obviously, the Gallagher and the Leesers and the Milburn, I mean, the East Stand is a perfect one to name.
Yeah.
Just get it named. The Sir Bobby Robson stand or the Kevin Keegan, well, probably Sir Bobby actually, but
And why isn't Kevin Keegan knighted? I mean, I think he won the European Football of the Year twice in the 70s. England captain for 5-6 years, carried the team on his own. I think, Trevor Booking's knighted, and Kevin Keegan made him. So why isn't Kevin Keegan knighted?
It's a good question, Billy. It's a very, very good question, and one which we can't answer, unfortunately. Shamrock says, even though I'm a Belfast man, I've made my own NUFC playlist with songs that remind me of the club, but I've included Newcastle folk songs I didn't know, like Blading Races and Coming Home. Brilliant. Coming Home Newcastle's a fabulous song. It just sums up Geordie's, really. It's like sitting inside a fridge. Which it is in the winter. In fact, a freezer. But it's brilliant. Ian Spoons, good evening to you. Ronald says I still have a heat of hair at half a century. but prefer to have a skinhead. Join the club, Ronald. Join the club. You are quite welcome into it. Lee Mason has, I've just heard that. Lee Mason's pulled out of being a referee. Surprised, right?
Not after what he did with the cock up. I heard he fell asleep in the bar room. So,
Did he really?
That's what I heard. Yeah, he said he fell asleep in the corner. Hello, anyone there?
My God. Well, he's now no more. Ian says, great news on Lee Mason. I met him as he's mates with my sister, and the bloke's a complete knob. Well, there you go. That sums it up pretty perfectly. Lee says, Paul, hope you'll be showing some good photos from Wembley. Well, I'm going to try and go live before the game with Billy, join Billy on the show, just so we can sort of show you the atmosphere around Wembley. I'll definitely be getting photos, and I'll put them together in a sort of collage for one of the shows, definitely. Mickey Quinn would be great. He loves us. Well, Mickey Quinn, I actually asked him just before Christmas, and to be fair, he got back to me and said that he doesn't do podcasts. He didn't give a reason, but he's not entitled to give a reason at all. He just said that he didn't do them, and but good luck for the future, which I thought was really nice that he took the time to reply. To be honest,
he's a funny bloke, Mickey Quinn. He's great to have a point with. I've got to say, from experience as well.
Yeah, I've heard that about him. He's a big horse racing fan as well, isn't he? He's a trainer, isn't he now? So. David says, Toon fan through and through, but lost my teeth using Listerine and hairless down to head and shoulders. Was on my head, now on my shoulders. Oh, Jesus Christ, David.
Join the club.
Wow. The club should bring back Titus Bramble. So how can show defenders how not to defend?
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, good point, Shane.
89 minutes of a game, he was brilliant, but then that's 1 minute when he loses concentration. Then
I'll tell you what Titus Bramble was. He was a fantastic passer of the ball.
Yeah, he was.
Do you remember that ball he hit at where was it? The Etihad for Shearer. He hit a brilliant ball over the top, and Shearer lashed it home. He had the capabilities to do things like that, but then his defending was bloody awful.
But it used to be once a game, didn't it? But he'd be brilliant for the rest of it. But what one mistake cost us, and it was every week. But like you say, it was Botman-esque with his passing, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was. Jimmy, can you turn your telly down a bit because we're getting a bit of feedback?
It's on mute.
All right, fair enough. Well, don't bother turning it down. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. Rob Lee deserves a shout out and appearance too. Yes, he does. Spacebar says, I like to see Jermaine Genius back at Newcastle so I can boo him properly. You and a lot of people, matey. Here's a good idea from Tom. The Glazers should sell it to Mike Ashley for 50 pence.
Yes, I'd be all in for
Could
that.
you imagine?
Amazing.
Could you imagine?
I'd even donate the 50 pence myself.
Well, I would as well, Billy. So, there you go. We'll double it up to £1, shall we? Mr. Ashley, go and buy Manchester United just so we can laugh, please. Richard says, oi, guys, how's it going? Just wanted to say the Toon Review is my best and will be sometime in the near future the world's best NUFC podcast show. Keep up the good work. Thank you very, very much, buddy. Really appreciate that. Irani Granny's back again saying, I just finished with my cross-eyed girlfriend. Turns out she was seeing someone else. So, Irani Granny's, so I take it that she likes the ladies. Yeah, Billy, that's very disturbing. I wonder if King Kev would do a rendition of his shit single. It wasn't that bad, was it?
I think she's trying to put his hit single.
His hits, well...
You can put it back up again. Just put a space in between the wrong place.
See, I've just realised.
And it looks like I'm falling
in love. Yeah.
It's fucking awful.
It was shit.
I didn't think it was that bad. I remember him singing it on. Was it Parky or someone he was on years ago? Was it Little Lad? And he sat on. He went into this. It went into the crowd, didn't he? And he sat on this woman's knee and sang it to her. It was like so cringy. I was like, God, man. He'll hate seeing that now. He'll hate it. He will absolutely hate it now. I've just shivered. Ross wants Elon Musk to take over at Man United. He'll destroy it. Geordie Boy would love it if Kevin Keegan was on our show. You're not the only one. I think Billy would pass out. Richard says, many others that come on the show, thank you for the 1 month Toon Review membership. Gifted. 1-0 to Newcastle against Liverpool and 2-1 against the Manx in the Cup Final. Superb. Soccer AM is a load of rubbish, says Tom. It started okay, but actually Tim Lovejoy got irritated. I don't think Lovejoy got irritated. I think he left at the right time.
He did after a while.
Yeah, but I think Tim Lovejoy got sick of it, to be honest. I think he felt the same as everyone, that it had run its course.
But he's irritating on that cooking show he does as well, isn't he? Gosh.
Well, I don't watch it, Billy, so I wouldn't know. Didn't Joe Kinnear call Nzogbia insomnia?
Things.
Joe Kinnear was just
Ben
a tough
Affrey, Johan Kebab.
Johan Kebab, yeah. Wow.
So a lot of Viva, or something like that, wasn't it?
C. Dan Smith says, my father and I had season tickets at Newcastle and Sunderland, but always Toon fans 100%. Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know. Jimmy, would you like to comment on that? I mean, could there be season ticket holders at Newcastle and Sunderland that be 100% Toon fans?
I guess. I mean, if you felt sorry and wanted to help out a lesser club, throw a little money their way, but that seems weird.
Yeah, I'm not.
If the season ticket at Roker Park was for the away end, I'm all for it.
Well, yeah, I suppose so. Tom says on George Culkin's podcasts, Bobby talks about people in Langley Park supporting NUFC because the main bus in the village went to Newcastle. It does, and it still does to this day. Langley Park to Newcastle, it still runs. Funny enough, it doesn't go to Sunderland. Neil says, my dad always said he hated football, and I found out while sorting his eulogy that my granddad used to take him to Roker as a Ben. No wonder he didn't like football. Oh, Neil, I'm sorry you had to find out that way. Wow. Sheffield Wednesday, Riley is in the house. Hi, I've not been here for a while. Well, good evening to you. Behave yourself. Keegan was my hero as a kid, and he still is today. Love the bloke. I mean, I don't know anybody who, if supports Newcastle, doesn't like Keegan. He's just the way he talks about us and the fan. He's got an affinity with the fans that will never ever die. Foxy says, invite Jonas back. The guy deserves it after what he went through. Absolutely, Foxy. That is a good point. He's one that I'd love to see back, Roy.
Yeah, I love him. The way he was treated at the end. He saved us that game against West Ham, and then his reward was terminated. Well, not terminated. They wouldn't renew his contract on the phone, or was it by text message?
Text, yeah.
Yeah.
Disgraceful.
That was just absolutely shocking. Just disgraceful. Gary says, I think your ex-mate tried some time back to get Kevin Keegan on his show, but that never happened, Paul. No comment.
Kevin Keegan must know what he was like then.
There you go. Jim says, I think the East Stand will be a sponsored stand, extra money for the club. Local hero is my favourite, says Julie. Hey, there's now like driving to the footy and then sticking local hero on as you're coming into Newcastle. It just to get that blood flowing. Absolutely brilliant. Right. It is time for a favourite of ours. And we'll see what Mr. Trey has to say this week. It's Billy's Beef. Born to be alive.
Born to be alive.
There you go, Billy. Who is your beef with this week?
Well, it's the major television companies, actually. Last night, as we were doing this show, and I gave a couple of reports about the England Lionesses how they were getting on. The European champions, I think they should be on mainstream TV. I think the whole country should be allowed to see them on primetime TV on the major stations and not on ITV4. You know, they're a credit to our country. They play fantastic football. Young girls watching them will be influenced, as they already have been, obviously, by what they've done at the European Championship. But we need to see more on mainline TV and not poxy cookery programmes and antiques roadshow programmes and things like that. Get the Lionesses on when they're playing at home or away, whenever. Let's have it on mainline TV and not ITV4, Channel 5, whatever. Get it on the major stations and let's have it. Let's let the whole country see it and let them be proper role models for the young kids of today, because they're not doing it in a minute.
Yeah, I agree. I think the England ladies team is getting bigger and bigger. They are playing some wonderful stuff. And, you know, the manager they've got has really just inspired them to better things. And, of course, winning the Euros was huge. But I generally believe these girls can go win the World Cup now. I really do. They've got a great camaraderie in the team, but a very, very good manager. But some fantastic players as well. I mean, Chloe Kelly, brilliant footballer. Ella Toon, superb. You know, they've got some real talent in that national side. And you're right, Billy. They deserve to be on mainstream TV. And it's a disgrace that they're not. So hopefully with enough people backing that, then hopefully the television companies will do something about it. Jimmy's disappeared. Ronald says, my daughter sent me a meme earlier with Sam Smith wearing another shit suit, and he's wearing a Sunderland strip. Yeah, look, he's doing my head in him at the minute. He's just crying out for attention. Roy, what's with the Superman shirt tonight again, buddy? Is this going to be a theme on TTR Friday now?
Yeah, I just put anything I found that was ironed and ready. So it was just this.
You actually...
I love Superman, DC Comics.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm very surprised at that because, you know, it's... I mean, the fact that you iron your shirts to come on the show, I mean, that's pretty impressive, Roy.
No, I might go out later.
You might go out later. What? It's nearly bloody midnight over there, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got this service station that's open 24/7. I've got a hole in the Jeep or the radiator of the Jeep and some small stuff to do. So I might just take it there.
What, in the middle of the night?
Every night.
Yeah.
What kind of country do you live in? I'm impressed.
Yeah, well, you must have some like 24/7 stations open.
Look.
Not with mechanics there, matey. The petrol stations, yes, but not with any mechanics there.
Yeah. See,
you pull into a station that late at night in Atlanta, you're getting shot.
Yeah, that's more like the US. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Jimmy, are you getting those spare rooms ready for an influx of Toon Review staff for the pre-season friendlies?
Oh God! Please let it happen. I've already been in talk with 2 other people that live in Atlanta.
Yeah.
To maybe doing like a welcome party for anybody who wants to come in.
What, for Newcastle United or the Toon Review?
Well, if the Toon Review's here, then it'll be sponsored by the Toon Review.
So you're expecting me to put my hand in my pocket to sponsor somebody to come over to Jimmy?
No. You'll be set up here, and the party will be.
Well,
it'll be a Toon Review. You can do a podcast, and then afterwards you can sit out and play with the squirrels and eat a lot of bad, unhealthy food and drink a lot of beer. And
that's what you normally do in the States.
And the great thing is, where we live, you can just go a half mile down the road to the train station. 20 minutes, you're at the stadium. Never have to get in traffic.
Good. That sounds like a good plan. But I won't go 20 minutes down the road and get shot, will I?
Oh God, no. We live in liberal Georgia, so
all right, that's all right then. I won't get no bandits coming up to tell me to squeal like a piggy or anything like that.
No, not here.
Good.
Not
good.
Here.
Good. Those of you that are young ones watching this, go and ask your parents what I mean by that.
Talking about your parents are crazy.
Yes. Richard says, I love Daisy. Yeah, Daisy Burt's another one. Really good player for Newcastle United. Really good player.
I think it was Daisy the cow.
Okay, well, either way. Whatever. Mark says, went to Newcastle versus Scunthorpe. Keegan was there. Both sets of fans singing he's one of their own. Loved everywhere. Yes, he is.
Every club he's represented, he's loved by every one of them.
Yeah, my only problem with KK is the fact that he walked away from us. He turned his back on us twice, and that leaves a bad taste. Come on, John. Really?
Not the second time.
Look, he took Newcastle as far as he could go the first time. He felt that he couldn't do much more with them, which was, fair enough. It's his decision. But the second time, I mean, dear God, you expected him to work under Ashley and Dennis Wise? Come on, John. You're better than that. Michael says that Billy's beef video is mint. Thank you very much. Well, we were thinking, Susan was thinking, well, me as well, Billy, actually, if I'm openly honest. Your shirt could be some, like, Daisy the cow with your face on it.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say something else then.
No, I mean, we didn't think you'd be offended by that, just with, and something written on it like, don't beef with Billy or something like that, just.
I was thinking on the back of Statos, you could put 99th percentile of Stato men or something.
Yeah, he does like his 99%. Yes, he does. That's a good point, Billy, actually. Yes. Spacebar says, I'm all for throwing a hungry dog a bone, but a season ticket for them tramps is a bone too far. Yeah. Wes says, Tyne Tees Derby on Tuesday night at Kingston Park. How are the lasses? Yes, it is. It's not Sunderland, though, is it? It's Durham. Is it Durham? No, it's Middlesbrough. I don't know. I lost the fixtures. Alfie says, I went to my first Newcastle game and lost my voice 15 minutes in. Well, that's what happens at Newcastle, my friend. Julie J says, I love DC Comics too and collect Superman tees. What are Superman tees? As in T-shirts or golf tees or what?
T-shirts.
All right, okay.
I've only got two.
Geordie Oyman says, I might go out to Washington services. There's no open there, mate. I'll
do a video when I go out. And
that's bloody mental, Roy. I've never heard that ever. Annie says it's Qatar. Anything will happen at whatever hour. It seems like it. I mean, is it like New York, Roy, where it's just never sleeps?
No, all the malls close about 10 or 11. Then the city starts slowly to shut back. Probably by 1, everything's shut. Then you've got small areas like hospitals and.
So, do you live in Doha?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I'm just checking just for when I get my invite, so I know where I'm flying to and stuff. Because I'm sure I dreamt. I'm sure was it a dream? I'm not sure that your good lady sat on camera and invited me over, and I don't know whether it was real or not, Roy. I think it was just before the World Cup that happened. I'll have to go and check previous shows.
Don't worry, you'll be here.
Geordie Boy says, Jimmy, do they still clean your windscreen while they shoot you?
Well, that's only if you don't tip them.
All right, okay. Right, yeah, there you go. That's the US for you guys. Right, I think it's time we put the invite on for the whoever wants to come on and challenge us tonight in the big fat football quiz. Very much looking forward to this because we are just sensationally unbeatable on this screen right now. Simply unbloody beatable. People will come on and challenge us and try their best, but still they fail. Right, let's just pin that. Right, there you go, guys. The link to join us live on the show is now pinned at the top of the comments. Get yourselves on and take us on and see if you can win a prize. Geordie Metal, thank you very much for your 20 quid super chat, buddy. There's no comment there, but thank you so much. Stephen says, Jimmy, your garden location is better. I like the squirrels on roids. Well, I didn't. Paul, if we win the cup, Susan, a Roy Super Cup T-shirt. Yes, something to do. Tangy says the Toon Review bulletproof vest. If we go to America, that might not be a bad idea. Susan! Paul, was that Billy or a stunt double for his Billy's Beef intro? Oh, get him tell, Billy. Get him tell. Get him tell.
Definitely a stunt double, but he had more tits than me, obviously.
Brilliant. Oh, my God. Well, guys, we've got some people on for the quiz. Julie J is first. So this may or may not go very well. Good evening, Julie. Julie!
She's going to YouTube again, isn't she?
No, I'm gonna get copyrighted there because she's got some show on in the background. We really need to teach Julie how to use this because she's missing out.
Definitely. We'll have to do an instruction video.
Yeah, we will. We will. Good evening, Annie.
Evening.
Where are you at?
I am in my bedroom.
Ah, I thought you were in Spain. I'm sure I saw you at the new camp.
No, I returned a couple of days ago.
Globetrotter now, isn't he, man? Annie's a globetrotter, mate. He goes everywhere, isn't he, Annie?
Well, he seems to be. Right, well, Annie, you're taking on Billy tonight. All right. So, are you ready for your first question, Annie?
Go on then.
Let's have a look. Who was the first goalkeeper to score in an FA Cup tie?
Like ever?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Oh, you've fallen on a really hard question here, Annie. I do apologise, but it's just look at the draw, my friend. It really is. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Okay, there you go. Does anybody on the panel know?
Is it Paul Robinson?
No, it was Alan Cooling in 1977 for Hampton.
That was it.
I don't
Never
know.
heard that, man.
But listen, I can only read the questions that come in front of me. You know what I'm saying?
No, I've
Anyway.
never heard of it.
Well, look at the draw. Billy, are you ready for your question?
If it's fucking like that, I ain't.
Choice.
Right. Which former FIFA World Player of the Year became president of his home country in 2018?
George Weah.
God,
Yeah.
you're joking.
I mean, that was easy compared to Annie's, to be fair.
That's how you keep the merch.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I'm sorry, Annie. Thanks for playing, mate.
Yeah. There's not
Good
much
night.
to it, man. I'm joking.
Good. No, it's bloody not. You cheeky get off. Yeah, honestly. Chippers is coming on to do battle now. Good evening.
Hello.
Right, you're going against the King of Qatar.
Well, we have a chance this week then.
Oh, fight and talk. Right, Chippers, your first question. Which player had 13 years between his two Champions League wins in 1995 and 2008?
Edwin van der Sar.
You're saying Edwin van der Sar? What an answer that is, Chippers. Holy hell. I was not expecting to get that, but there you go. Wow. Okay, right. The challenge has been set. Who was the first striker to score 100 Premier League goals for two different clubs?
Like 100 for each.
Yes.
Let's have a think here.
Oh.
It's not Shearer. So
3, 2, 1.
no clue.
Oh, we had a chance.
It was Alan Shearer.
He said it as well.
Absolutely. Well, he scored the 100 more than 100 for Blackburn and then for Newcastle. You absolute tool. Right, I'm going to start charging you.
He
Honestly,
was there for 4 years. Wasn't he? How many years was he in Blackburn? 4.
he scored over 100 goals for them. Anyway, Chippers, get this right. You've won, matey. So maybe you're right about Caviani. Dear God. How many times has England won the UEFA? No, I will not do that. That's a stupid question. In which year was the first UEFA European Championship held?
$1982.
1960, wasn't it?
I think it's 60.
When, Roy?
1960, wasn't it?
It was 1960. Yes.
Yeah.
Christ, he actually does know something.
I get the hard ones. Man.
Right. Roy, you need this. The Brazilian legend Romario played 5 seasons for which Dutch club before moving to Barcelona?
Oh, I know this one as well. Oh, fucking hell, I know this one.
It wasn't
I don't think Roy does.
It was Eindhoven.
Roy does know.
Oh,
Yes, Roy. Pulls it out the bag in the last
he played there with
second.
Saboy, didn't he? He played there with Saboy,
Yes, he
didn't
did. He did. Well, never mind, Chippers. Well played,
in
mate.
due
Number 11, the back of the shirt.
Cracking answer, though. Cracking answer with Van der Sar, I've got to say. Brilliant answer.
Absolutely, Chippers. Absolutely.
You almost got it, mate. You almost got it.
See you soon, buddy.
So you say, I
Chippers.
thought,
Right, next we got Mark. Good evening.
Now, this is a
No.
beard.
Hang on. There he is. Mark, good evening.
Hi, all right.
How are you doing?
No bad, no bad. First
That
time
is
on.
a beard to rival Caviani and a haircut to rival Caviani.
Yes.
Superb. Superb. Well, Mark, you're going against the squirrel-loving American. So good luck.
That's me buggered then.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but let's see. Right, Mark, you get the first question. So, are you ready?
I get on.
Okay. Where we at here? Which company? Oh no, I can't read that because we're in the bloody final of it. Jesus Christ! What is Juventus Football Club's nickname?
Juve.
It's not.
It technically ain't wrong.
Cheaters.
No, that's cut down. I'm afraid that's just a cut down version of you. It's the old lady.
Oh, aye.
But never mind. Right, Jimmy, are you ready?
Yes.
Oh, he sounds really confident, doesn't he? In what football league does the Beckham rule apply?
The Premier League. Yeah, I don't know.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's the MLS.
See, it's the easy ones that you can't get.
I wasn't watching MLS.
Ah, bollocks to you, Jimmy. Honestly,
He wasn't born then.
you get a question on the league that you pick and live in. And you don't even get it right.
I didn't get the
anything
shirt
why
on.
he was here.
Oh, my God. Anyway, Mark, you ready for your next question?
I get on.
Which EFL team plays their home games at the Wham Stadium?
I've got blank brain. Nah, sorry.
No?
Nah.
Does anybody know?
NFL team?
No, EFL, Billy.
Oh.
Accrington Stanley.
Oh,
Who are they?
who are they?
Well, exactly. Mark, thank you very much for playing, my friend. But unfortunately, no winner prize. Take care, bud. Take care.
See you, Mark.
Right. We've got Julie J back now. She's put a message in saying she's fixed the problem. Julie!
Hello.
Yay! She's there. Wonderful. Right.
Lost.
Yes, you're taking on my good self, Julie J. By the way, there's Julie's the last one on at the minute, so there's still time to get yourselves on. So hit that link at the top of the live comments. Come and challenge the hosts and try and win a prize. Get yourself on. Julie, you take the first question from Billy.
Okay.
Okay, Julie. Which club did Newcastle United defeat to win the 1973-74 Texaco Cup? Was it Burnley, Norwich City, Dundee United or Leicester City?
Norwich City.
It was Burnley, I'm afraid. Paul.
Come on then. Oh, Howard, then.
Oh.
Let's see what kind of question he comes up with tonight. Bloody Anne Hegarty.
Which one of these players was a Kevin Keegan signing in 1993?
Oh.
Was it Mike Zippy, Mike Bungle, Mike Sutty, or Mike Jeffrey?
Mike Jeffrey.
It was Mike Jeffrey.
Yes!
That's correct.
Mike Bungle. Oh, dear me.
I made that question up myself.
I thought you did. Julie, thanks for playing.
Okay.
See you
Thanks,
later.
Julie.
Thank God Julie's fixed that problem. Come on, guys. Where you at? Are you bottled it here or what? There's nobody waiting to come on. Come on. Get in there. Come on. Somebody must want to challenge us tonight. Surely there's somebody out there. Dear me. We can't have people bottling already. This is terrible. Come on. Hit that link, guys, and get on with us. Wait, we've got somebody else. We've got Josh. Good evening.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, not too bad. Where you based, Josh?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going
Good
well.
evening.
Where are you?
Philadelphia.
Wow. East Coast. Another right. Well, you're going against Billy, Josh, so your question comes first, okay? Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Which football club has a stand named after Sir Elton John? Five, four.
Sorry, I had a little bit lag. Could you repeat the question?
Yeah, which club has a stand named after Sir Elton John?
Is it Liverpool?
Watford.
Yep.
It was Watford.
I knew Alton didn't know that one.
Yeah. Right, Billy, you ready?
Yeah.
In what year did England's women football team play their first ever international game?
1973.
Must have been 90s.
It was 1972.
Close.
So close. Billy, that was a tremendous answer. Well done for that, matey. Certainly not far off there. Right. Okay, Josh, are you ready?
Yep.
Which English club was the first to win the European Cup twice?
Sheffield Wednesday.
You've already said the answer. It was Liverpool.
Yep.
Thanks for coming on, Josh.
Cheers.
Good night, mate.
Cheers, Josh.
Great to have Josh on. Next, we have Bradley. Good evening, Bradley.
Good evening, boys.
How are you doing?
Yeah, good, man. Yeah,
Good,
man.
good. Right, you're going against the King of Qatar.
Hey, go on, let's have it.
Right, so your first question is, which striker was the first to score more than 20 goals in the Premier League for 5 consecutive seasons?
Oh, 5 consecutive seasons.
5, 4, 3,
20 goals.
2,
20 goals. Alan Shearer.
1.
Alan Shearer.
It was Thierry Henry. Right, Roy, you ready for your question?
I'm ready.
Okay. Reece James spent the 2019-2020 season on loan at which club?
Absolutely no clue. Norwich?
And he knows that one, but look at it.
Yeah, he does. And he's come back on again to play, by the way. It was Wigan Athletic. So there you go. Right. You ready for your next one?
Yeah, hit me.
Okay. At which club did Frank Lampard start his professional career?
West Ham.
You're going with West Ham?
Oh, pressure's on me now.
Right. Caviani, you need this one. You need this one, Roy. You need it. Who is the Bundesliga's all-time top scorer?
I'm okay. Gerd Muller.
He's got it out of the bag!
Come on.
Oh, what an answer, Caviani! Superb. Bradley, you nearly got there, my son, but unfortunately, just at the last hurdle. Thanks for coming on, pal.
Love you guys, man. Thank you.
Good night.
He's got 13 in the World Cup.
Wow.
I never thought he would.
365 goals. Right, next up, Seattle Geordie. Good evening.
How you doing, lads?
Not too bad. How are you?
Not bad, thank you.
Good, good. Well, you're going against Jimmy.
Oh, Jimster.
The Jimster, yeah. But your question first. Are you ready?
Aye.
Okay, here we go. Who was the first player to be sent off in an FA Cup final?
Ooh.
5, 4, 3.
Keane.
Kevin Moore, isn't it?
It was Kevin Moran for Manchester United in 1985.
Ugh.
I remember that. Jimmy, are you ready?
Of course.
As of 2022, how many Ballon d'Or awards has Lionel Messi won? Five.
5.
It is, in fact, 7. Wow. So, Mr. Seattle Geordie has an opportunity here to try and take the lead. Are you ready?
Jimmy, I was going to guess 5 as well, by the way.
Right. Dele Alli moved to Tottenham Hotspur from which EFL club?
Derby.
It was MK Dons.
Wow.
There you go. Thank you for coming on anyway.
Thanks, mate.
See you next time.
Ta-ra.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Right.
I'm not winning, but I'm damn sure not losing.
Oh, honestly, man. Right. We've got 2 more contestants, which is going to be Julie and Annie. Annie can have a second go because he's never played before, and well, he got a very hard question. Let's put it that way for someone so young, even though he has got a mustache. Right, Julie Bell. Good evening, Julie.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Good.
Right, you're playing again.
Because I've got 2 screens going. Yeah.
Right, turn YouTube off. Mute it. Hello, Julie. Julie?
Yeah, I'm here.
Just turn the one you've got us playing on YouTube. Turn that off.
Okay.
There you go. Right, you can hear us now?
So I'm just on the... Yeah.
Yeah, okay, right. You're going against me, Julie, and Billy's reading your first question.
Okay, Julie.
Nice question.
Yeah,
Yes.
right, here you go.
Which club did Newcastle United face in the 50-51 FA Cup final? Was it Sunderland, Birmingham, Wolves, or Blackpool?
Sorry, I didn't hear the question.
Which club did Newcastle play in the 1950-51 FA Cup final? Sunderland, Birmingham, Wolves, or Blackpool?
Oh.
Five, 4, 3. two.
Sorry, guys, it's buffering. I didn't catch any of that.
Oh, Julie.
I didn't catch any of that. It was buffering. I didn't even. All I heard was Newcastle, and then no.
Right.
Sorry.
Can you hear? Can you hear me, Julie?
Yes.
Right. Which team did Newcastle play in the 1950-51 FA Cup Final? Was it Billy? Help me out.
Sunderland,
Sunderland,
Birmingham City,
Birmingham City,
Wolves,
or
Blackpool.
Sunderland.
It's Blackpool, I'm afraid.
Never mind. Right, come on,
Newport,
Billy. Yes.
Newcastle faced which side in the 1904-05 FA Cup final? Was it Everton, Nottingham Forest, Aston Villa, or Sheffield United?
I'm going with Aston Villa.
It was Aston Villa.
Oh, the man is unplayable. He's unplayable, man. Julie, thanks for coming on.
Thank you. No, that's brilliant. Thank you very much. Bye, guys.
No problem. Good night.
Pool in Dorset.
Pool.
Lovely
Thank
part
you.
of the country.
So there you go. Right. Right. We've got one more before Annie. Scott's come on. Scott, are you there?
Yeah, I am.
Right. You're going against Billy, Scott, okay?
Oh, no.
Right. Where are we in the questions? Right. How many teams play in the group stages of the UEFA Champions League?
32.
You're going with 32. That was a very quick answer.
Yeah, go 32.
And it's the right one. It is the right one. Well done.
Oh, pressure.
Wow, Billy's under pressure already. Right, so let's have a look. Which manager gave Gareth Southgate his England debut, Billy?
Terry Venables.
Oh, hey, we've got a competition on here. Oh, it's eating up.
It's going to be interesting.
Aye, Scott, next question. Where are we at there? Blah, 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 blah,
It's just an easy one. That'll be nice.
Who were the first team to win the European Cup in 1956?
Ah.
5, 4, 3.
I'll go Madrid. Real Madrid. No, it's not.
He's bloody got it. He's bloody got it.
Well.
Wow. Right. Billy, you need it. You need this. Name the 3 players who shared the Premier League Golden Boot in 2019.
2019, right. Salah.
Yes. You're going Kane?
Yeah.
You're wrong.
Oh, get in.
Aubameyang's one of them.
Wow. Aubameyang and Sadio Mane were the other 2. Scott, well done, matey. You've won a prize. Email us your address, mate. The email address is at the bottom of the description of this show, mate. So just go and copy it over and email us your address.
Yeah, we'll do. Nice one. Cheers,
All
lads.
right, pal. Thanks for coming on.
Brilliant, mate. Brilliant.
Good night.
Cheers, mate.
What an answer that Madrid one was, because you kind of think, you know, was it a too much of an easy answer saying Madrid, you know? But anyway, Annie's back and he's taking on the King of Qatar.
Right, Roy.
Annie, you're the last one. You're the last one on tonight. Okay. Right. Which nation has won the African Cup of Nations the most?
Senegal.
Egypt.
It is Egypt. It is Egypt, Annie. Right, Roy, ready?
Ready.
Which Argentinian club did Lionel Messi play for as a youth?
Old Boys.
Oh, man's on fire. Man's on fire tonight. I'll give him 2 cheats. There you go. Annie, sorry, mate. But your football knowledge...
The last question, though, was an absolute rip-off. That was a mug.
Maybe, but your football knowledge is as much use as having a shit with no toilet. Good night, matey. But very good luck against the Mackhams tomorrow. Stuff them. Stuff them.
Good luck.
You better. Good night, Annie. Take care, bud. Top man. So there you go. Only one winner tonight. Only one bloody winner. Unbelievable, Jeff, as we would say. But listen, brilliant. Loads of people come on again for the quiz. Julie J got her sound sorted out, which is a miracle in itself. So, yeah, absolutely fabulous to get her on at last, even though she failed. My unbeaten run just goes on. It's like Newcastle's unbeaten run. It just keeps on rolling, Billy. You know what I mean?
You lost last week, you know, bed.
Right.
You did.
I know, but this week I am unbeaten. And I take that as a personal insult, calling me a knobhead live on air. If I called my boss a knobhead, I'd be shot.
I was the knobhead tonight. Mind you, Scott was good. Fair play to him.
He was very, very good. Anyway, before we go, let's just get our guests' predictions for tomorrow. Jimmy, how do you think it'll go tomorrow?
2-1 Newcastle.
Who's going to score?
Yeah, Longstaff and Izak.
Interesting. Caviani?
2-2. Yeah, I think I said that on Tuesday. So 2-2.
You're going for a Desmond?
Yeah, 2-2.
Wow. Okay.
Izak and Gordon.
Listen, I'd love Gordon to score in the last minute, mate, to win the game. I could just... If he scores at the Gallagher, right, you could just imagine he'll celebrate with the Newcastle fans, then sprint all the way up the Leazes end just to kiss the Newcastle badge in front of the Liverpool lot. It will be fabulous, but hopefully that's what will happen.
Oh, you can guarantee he's going to get a yellow tomorrow.
Well, I would think
He's
so.
going to wipe out Nunez.
Yeah, I would imagine so. But there you go, guys. That is TTR Friday for another week. It's flown by, but thank you very much. It's been a blast again, and thank you to all the super chatters tonight. The mod squad, wonderful work again, you guys. Credit to the channel. Thank you to everybody for taking part in the show, whether it be in the chat or coming on for the competition. You're all absolute legends. I know we're very difficult to beat, but hey, you've got to win. You've got to beat the best. And the only one that did that tonight was Scott. Although he did, who did he beat?
Me. Brilliant answers.
Well, yeah. There you go. So there you go. That is it. Thank you three on screen for joining me tonight. It's been a blast. Don't forget, tomorrow we have live commentary of the game. Of course, Billy is live with you from 5:00 with all the match build-up and then full commentary of the 90 minutes. And of course, don't forget, it is full play-by-play commentary, not just this sit and talk and not pay any attention to the game. It's play-by-play commentary on here, just like it is on TV. Knock the sound off on your Sky and listen to Billy and watch the match. You can link your TV up now these days by just hitting pause. Billy will tell you when he's kicked off, and away you go. And enjoy the game. I will do a match reaction tomorrow night, so keep an eye on the channel for that later on. And then me, Billy, and Alex will be back on Sunday for the match review. And then Monday, we have Greg Tomlinson coming on from the Newcastle Supporters Trust, just talking about how it was arranged with the tickets and things like that. So if you have any questions for Greg, come and take part in the chat, and we'll read some of the questions out to him to answer, and how to go about becoming part of the trust or, a member and things like that. So Greg's kindly just coming on with us. And that starts our week's build-up to the Carabao Cup Final, of course, which is getting very exciting now. But hopefully we'll have a nice match review to bring you on Sunday. But until then, have a fabulous weekend wherever you are, wherever you're watching the game. And Billy will see you tomorrow, and we'll all see you back on Sunday night. Take care, everybody. Good night.
How are the lads and lasses?
Good night.
Come on.